I'm Ian from Nutribox. I'm here with Adam Bates today. He's one of our athletes and he's an online coach. We've been working together now for about 6 months.
Yeah, about 6 months, since about September.
Yeah. So maybe you just want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone, obviously on my Facebook, probably know who I am, but for everyone else, I'm Adam Bates. I've been online coaching since 2011. Appeared in like various magazines, Men's Health, Muscle and Fitness, and yeah, just one of the kind of most sought after online coaches. Work with a range of clients, be it like a lot of reality TV stars and stuff in the past, models. Now I tend to work more with people who are like focused on, business people, entrepreneurs, and just looking to, more into like personal development, because people are understanding how important like fitness can be to kind of improve, all aspects of your life. I think I only read yesterday, Richard Branson said that one of the most important aspects to what he considers his daily routine and stuff is actually making sure he gets like half an hour in for something fitness based, because you've got to have an alert mind, and you look after your body, you're healthy and stuff, that affects your mind and everything as well, and you do better in other aspects of life.
Completely agree with that. So linking into Nutribox, we have probably 4 types of customer. People who want to lose weight, people who want to put on lean muscle, people who are time poor, haven't got the time to cook, and people who just maybe not into fitness or working out, just want to eat a good, healthy, balanced diet. I think where you come into play is probably the first 2. So in a real simple form, can you tell our people who are watching what are the keys to losing weight, what are the keys to putting on lean muscle?
Yeah, the first thing, most important, fundamental thing is in both aspects, you've got to train. You can't just rely on diet. Here's the thing, you can rely on diet to lose weight for a short period of time. But what's going to happen is your body is going to start to adapt to whatever you're giving it. So if you're just thinking, okay, I'm just going to use my diet to lose weight. So you're eating 1,000 calories a day and you're feeling hungry because you're eating less than you're supposed to be eating, or less than your body wants to eat. So you're feeling hungry, you're eating 1,000 calories a day. A few weeks down the line, your body's going to adapt to that intake that you're giving it. Your progress is going to plateau. The only thing then to do is to eat less. Okay, so already you're starving yourself. If you're exercising as well, that can increase the calorie deficit. If you're doing the right type of exercise, i.e. something like weight training, it actually has the opposite effect on your metabolism, it actually lifts it. So firstly, you need to have the training in place. Obviously to add muscle as well, you need to do the weight training as well, it goes without saying. So you need to have like some kind of exercise, ideally weight training, something like that, balanced with some cardio. You need to have that in place first. But then on the most fundamental level, diet-wise, if you eat less than you consume, you're going to lose weight. Whether that weight's body fat and muscle, that comes down to the details. If you're eating more than you consume, you're going to gain weight. So for anyone looking to lose weight, the first thing to do is step on the scale, see where you're at, monitor your intake of food for a week, see where that takes you on the scales at the end of the week or 2 weeks, and then make the adjustments from there. What a lot of people obviously don't know is where to kind of start. They don't know about macronutrients, they don't know what their calories should be, and that's kind of where something like your lean packages or like the muscle gain, it instantly gives people that starting point if they don't have the knowledge and stuff to go into all the details or the need to. It gives them like that basic kind of starting point. Okay, I want to lose weight, I'm not sure what to do with my food, but hey, this company does that for a living, so they have people around who have that knowledge. Let me just follow their set plan and see where that takes me.
Cool. And do you think you can put on lean muscle and lose body fat at the same time?
Most people say no, and in most circumstances no, but there are exceptions, so you can. For example, if I prep for a shoot now, I will burn body fat and build muscle at the same time, and the reason being is that I've held all the muscle before. So I currently walk around like 15 pounds lighter from when I would last compete and stuff. And the reason for that is my coaching now is more important to me than my own physique and training. But if I then ramp things up for a shoot and start eating a few more meals a day, so I'm actually eating more food, eating more regularly, my training intensity goes up, so I don't miss the session. So instead of it being 3 or 4 a week, it's 4 or 5. So the training and the intensity of the training goes up. So But from that aspect, because I'm eating more, I'm doing my cardio, I'm training harder, I'll tend to gain the muscle back, not new muscle, gain the muscle back as well as burning body fat. So there are exceptions to it, but generally it's you always have to focus on one or the other.
Cool. A few of the people who use our meals and are probably watching at the moment, they are fairly knowledgeable, they take their eating a little bit more seriously. Could you maybe develop into some of the science behind what you've just said?
Yeah, so basically, if you're, want to go all out for this kind of thing, then once you've got your calories in place, let's say, we're focusing on burning body fat, okay? One of the keys when you want to do that is to make sure you're maximizing muscle mass. Now, this also relates to like the last question, because when someone starts working with me, I always want to make sure that they're lean enough first, because if they just want to grow, but they've already got, say, some stomach fat, that's generally only going to increase because they're going to be in a calorie surplus, and then your chances are you'll lose the muscle that you've added when you have to diet these like 60 pounds of body fat off. So I'll always try and get them lean first, but the other reason is because they're suddenly doing everything right, like they're eating at the right times, they're eating the carbs at the right times, the right amount of protein, and all this stuff as well. Plus they're training, like they've gone from not knowing what they're doing to doing everything right, they'll add muscle as well, more often than not. But the key there is the setup of the diet. So your calories are in place, you're, let's say, in a 200 calorie deficit, so that you're going to just make sure that you're slowly losing some body fat. Once you've got that in place, you then need to look at the total amount of protein each day, total amount of carbohydrates, total amount of fat, the types of fat, and then importantly as well, the timing of the foods. If you take carbohydrates, for example, they're the body's primary fuel source. Now, if you are having, say, 120 grams of carbohydrates a day, if you're training in the mornings, then you want to have most of those carbohydrates in the morning. Like you want to have some before your workout to fuel your workout, some after your workout to replenish the glycogen loss, because when you finish training, your muscle's far more sensitive to the hormone insulin, which is basically like the hormone that encourages like nutrients to be shuttled into the muscle, okay, or to body fat. So when the muscle insulin sensitivity is high, most of those nutrients are going to get shuttled towards muscle tissue for growth and repair. If it's lower, i.e. if you've trained in the morning and you've had no carbs, you've probably already lost some muscle tissue because your body's going to be tapping into that for energy, and then you go have your 120 grams of carbs in the evening, there's not so much of a need for it. The muscle isn't as sensitive to insulin, so the body's more likely to shuttle it towards body fat stores. So that's where the timing's important, but that's massively secondary to like the total amounts. First you need to work out your total protein, carbohydrates and fat. Getting
the basics right.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Adam's off speaking later tonight, so we'll probably wrap things up there. For people who don't know about Nutribox, nutriboxmeals.com. We have balanced meals, muscle gain meals, and for the people on Adam's programs, we'll be doing macro-specific meals and meal plans that he'll devise or other people can just send to us. And if you want to know more about Adam,
yeah, if you want to, just before I do that, actually, just to wrap up what you're saying on Nutribox as well, I've been using like the muscle gain a bit lately just to kind of try it and give feedback and stuff on it. And I think, if you haven't got that starting point, if you don't have someone telling you what your macros are and stuff, that's a great place to start if you want to gain muscle, because it's also quite varied, so you're not going to get bored of eating the same things each day. And then once you start plateauing, either go spend years learning the knowledge yourself, or get a coach or something so that you know how much protein, how much carbohydrates, and then as Ian's just said, Nutribox to take care of that as well. If you know your specifics for each meal, like I kind of switched to if I'm prepping for something, if you know your specifics for each meal, then they can tailor it to that as well. So just catering for everyone really. But yeah, so guys, if you want to find me, I'm Adam Bates. My website is ab-fit.com. I'm also at Adzfitness on Instagram and Twitter.